Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to draft a Victorian corset. Very simple and easy. What I have here is the length of the top. So the length of the top is, I have 24.5. And usually I make it 25, but 24.5 is okay. And then here is the width. Now, before we talk about the width, let's talk about the lines here. What I have here, shoulder to, this is my shoulder line. And so this bust is chest line. And this bust is still going to form as my armhole line. So the armhole is 20 divided by 2. And that's going to be 10. So that's the 10 I have here. What I have here is shoulder to my bust. That is shoulder to my nipple, which is 12 inches. And what I have here is shoulder to under bust, and my shoulder to under bust is 15.5. And what I have here is shoulder to waist, which is 18, and then the length. Do you get it? Okay. Now the width, you are going to have your larger part of your body, which is hip. The hip is 48. So 48 divided by 4 is going to be 12. And then I have extra 3 inches to it, which is okay. So let's get started. So I'm going to come here, my shoulder back, that's back measurement divided by 2. The shoulder is 17. The back is 17. Divided by 2 is going to be 8.5. So 8.5 is here. 8.5. So I'm going to come to this very line too and measure the same 8.5 also here. 8.5. Then I'm going to join the point. And so this is going to be for the armhole. So I'm going to draw the armhole shape here. Okay, and then I'm going to get the neck width. I'm going to mark 3.5 for neck width, and then I'll come here too and mark 3.5 for neck depth. Okay, these are standard. So okay, and then I'm going to come here for shoulder slope. I'm going to measure 1 inch. If you don't know how to take a body measurement, I'm going to leave a link there. You watch and know how to take your body measurements and then how to get the armhole. If also, you can also do it your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5. Do you get it? Okay, so this is it. Now I'm going to get the front armhole, and so I'm going to divide this into 2, and I'm going to get 4.5. So I'll come here ½ inch, and that's going to be for the front armhole, and I'm going to join it to this. Like that is your nipple to nipple is 9. Mine is 9. I'm going to divide it into 2, and that's going to be 4.5. And so I'll come to the bust point here, and I'm going to measure the 4.5 here. 4.5, and then 4.5 at the hip line. Okay, so I'm going to join it. This is waistline. Do you get it? So this is the waistline. This is under bust. This is bust. Hope you get it. I mentioned hip line. No, this waistline. The hip line is here. 4.5 the same way. So this is the length of the dress. I'm going to put my darts on this, and because we are going to make it a corset, we are going to take more darts. And so when I come to the waistline here, I'm going to have 0.75 here, and then I'll come here. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have 1.5. Okay, I have another 0.75 here. Do you get it? So that is at the waistline. So what I'll do is at the dress length here, I'm going to come out by like between 1 and 1.5. Okay, let me make it 1 inch here, and I'm going to join it. So from the bust point here, I'm going to join it this way with a straight ruler, and then join it to the 1 inch I marked here, and then same way here. So this is it for the darts. When we come to the shoulder slope that we have here, we are going to divide it into 2. What I have here is 5 inches. So divided into 2 is going to be 2.5. So I have 2.5 here. 2.5. And then from this 2.5, I'm going to join it to the bust point here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to place my measurements on it. Now when I come to the bust of this dress is between 46 and 47. So let's use 46. 46, I'm going to divide it into 4, and that's going to be 11.5. And so 11.5, I'll place the 11.5 at the chest line here. So this is where our 11.5 is. But I'm going to make it 12 inches instead of 11.5. I'm going to make it 12 inches. Okay, so I'll have it here. Now when I come to the waistline here, I'm going to have my waist divided by 4. The waist is 40, divided by 4 is going to be 10. Now 10, I will measure what I have here, which is 1.5. So that's going to be 11.5. So I'll place 11.5 here. Okay, 11.5. And when I come to the hip side, the hip is 48. So that's going to be divided by 4, and that's going to be 12. So 12 will be here. From this to this. And then from this to here. So the next thing to do is to get my neck here. You can decide to make it either a straight one or a sweetheart neck. I'm going to use a sweetheart neck for this. And at my chest point here, I'm going to come up by 2 inches. 2 inches, because I don't want my breast to be exposing. So 2 inches here. I'm drawing 2 inches all through. I can even go more than 2 inches. Go 2 inches, that's going to be like 8 inches. 8 inches, but I'm going to make it 7 inches. I don't want my skin to be showing too much. So 7 inches here. 7 inches here. This is my 7 inches. Those of us with big busts, we try to cover it a little. And then here I'm going to make, instead of the sweetheart point coming to the 10 inches here, I'm not going to come here. I'm going to make it 9 inches. I'm going to come up by 1 inch, so the sweetheart point will be here. I hope you understand. You can leave yours at the same point and everything will be okay, but I want mine at 9 inches. I don't want my cleavage to be showing too much. So this way is going to be okay. Okay. So I'll come here and measure 0.5 inches. 0.5 inches here, and I'm going to join it to this point here. Then join this one also. Okay, so now I'm going to get my neck shape, and the neck shape then is not going to be on this, which is 10, it's going to be here. You get it? So I'll just use this my curve and then come here this way, and I'm going to draw the shape to meet it. Hope you can see. So I'm going to get this one also, and I'm going to come here to the armhole, and I'm going to get it this way. So this is it. We are going to cut it here. So we have our sweater shape. What I'm going to do is, at the bust point here, I'm going to come down by 2 inches. I'm going to come down by 2 inches. Let me place it here, 2 inches here. And this 2 inch, you are going to join it to this bust point. Do you get it? I'm going to join it to this. So this place, we'll cut it off. Okay, let me draw lines here. I will explain this to you later. You understand. So we are going to cut this off. Okay, so what we are also going to do is come here. This is the under bust. The waist measurements that I have is the same thing I'm going to use for the under bust, which is 40 divided by 4 is going to be 10. So I'm going to place the 10 inches here. So the 10 inches will come here. You see? So between this and this, what I have is 1.5. 1.5. So the 1.5, I'm going to give 0.5 to this line. That's 0.5 here. And then the 1 inch is going to come here. 1 inch is going to come here. The next thing to do is to join this to this. And then I'll come here also. So this is it. So what I'm going to do is to join it to this. And then join this to also to it. So I'm going to come off a bit. That'll be okay. It will not affect anything. Sometimes when you do it, it will meet exactly here, but if it doesn't meet and it's come off a bit, it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another line here, and I'm going to come to the waistline here. This is the middle, and I'm going to measure. That's a 4.5. So 4.5, I'm going to divide it into 2, and that's going to be 2.25 here. Do you get it? I'll bring the same thing also at the under bust area. And do the same thing here. In order to snatch our waist, we are going to take some inches here on the waistline. Do you get it? You can decide to leave it like that. I'm going to take 0.25. 0.25. So this is 0.25 and this is 0.25. I'll take the same, so this becomes half. I will take the same at the back line, at the back too, and then it's also going to be half the same way. So on this bust point, we are going to cut this one also out. So we are done with it. What I'm going to do is to number it. So this is going to be 1 here, that's 1, 2 here, so that I don't mix it up, and then 3 here. So you can go ahead and cut it, but before then I don't want it to be straight, so I'll come up by 2 inches here and then join it 2 inches here, and I'm going to use my curve to join it to the down here. I've gone down a little, like half an inch. Okay, so 1.5 is okay. Now before I'll cut this, I'm going to do the back, and then I'll use it to explain to you why I have this here. So at the back we have, this is shoulder to the chest line, which is armhole divided by 2, making 10 inches. So from here to here, the armhole is 20, divided by 2 is 10. So from here to here, and then this is shoulder to waist. Now on this waistline is 16. The front we made it 18. Do you get it? The front shoulder to waist is 18, but the back, the shoulder to waist is 16, and we have reduced the length also by 2 inches. So after everything, it will meet with the front equally. That is why I took 2 inches here. That is, so when we join this to this, it's going to be equal with the back. Do you get it? Because this Victorian corset, when you measure your waist, you have to measure your front waist. That is from your shoulder to waist at the front and get the measurement, and then measure your shoulder to waist at the back. And most of the times it's between 1.5 and 2 inches. So you realize that when you measure the shoulder to waist at the front, if it's 18 like this one, when you come to the back, shoulder to waist at the back, you can get between 17.5 or 16. So basically I took 2 inches from it, and that is why I measured the 2 inches here. Okay, and then the length to reduce it by 2 inches. 2 inches zip allowance here, 2 inches zip allowance, you see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to come here, the back, that's 8.5, just as the front. So So for the back, no need for any armhole whatever. So let's mark our 12 inches as we did for the front here. 12 inches here. Okay, 12 inches is going to be. Now before I come to the waist measurement, I'm going to place the darts 4.5 also here. As for back, we don't need any how do you call it, any form of underbust line there. Do you get it? And I'm going to come here also 4.5 here. Do you get it? And I'm going to join the lines. Okay, so this is it. And just as I did for the front, I'm going to come here 0.75, this 0.575, and then 0.75 also here. So at the end of the day, I'm going to get 1.5 here. And I'm going here, I'll come up by 1 inch or 1.5. So it's going to be like this. I'm going to do the same thing also here. And the same thing also here. You can also decide to come down by 1 inch here. So I'll have the waist, which is 40 divided by 4, which is 10 plus the 1.5. That's going to be 11.5. So I have the 11.5 here. To the hip, 12 inches, the same. So I'm going to join this. So I'm going to measure here and get the middle, and this is the middle here. 3.5. It's not up to 3.5. So then I'm going to have the same thing also here. And it's going to go straight. And then the waistline here, I'm going to have 0.25, like I did for the front, 0.25 here. And then 0.25 also here. And we're going to join it. To help to snatch the waist, just taking 1 inch from my waistline. I don't want it too tight. I want to be able to breathe. Okay, so this is it. So you are going to cut this one also. You get it. So let me come here also, the side here, make it 1.5 here, like the front, and then join it here. So I think I'll make it 1 inch. I'll change it at the front line. 1.5 is going to be like this. Okay, this is going to be 1.5. This is 1 inch. Okay, so the neck side, I don't want this thing to be very low. Yes, I don't want it very low, so I can decide to maintain it this way, straight line, but I want a little bit of curve. So because of that, I'm going to come here by ½ inch. You can do it by 1 inch, but I don't want too much skin. So I'll place it at the armhole line and then join it from there to the 1/2 inch. So this is it. So I'm going to cut it from here. Cut it from here. Yes. So I'm going to cut it from this line to this. I'm going to come here and then measure 0.25 here, and then measure the same thing also here, and I'm going to join it to this. And join this also. This is to help take care of this, to avoid any form of gap or gaping or whatever you call it, so that when you sew, everything will be flat. So we'll take it from here, and so this is it. Do you get it? Now I'm going to give it a zip. If you don't want to give it a zip, then it means you're going to take this zip allowance off and you're going to create a loop. Since I'm not going to create a loop and I'm just going to use a zip, at the zip line here, I'm going to come in. We want to avoid that kind of fold that happens when you fix your zip, and so I'll come in here by 1/2 inch at the waistline. Do you get it? And then join it this way. So when you are sewing your zip, you have to take this into consideration. And then join this one also this way. Now I'm going to do the same thing also here. 1/2 inch. And I'm going to join it to this. So this, if you are folding the zip, and instead of folding it here, you are going to fold it on this. So we'll cut this off. Now even though I said I'm going to use a zip, I'm going to create something for loop in case in future, because I'll keep this pattern. So in future, if I want to have a loop, I can just fold that part in and then cut it and then get my loops there. So instead of, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 1.5 from this is the actual zip allowance line. Do you get? This is the actual line for the zip area. So I'm going to come here by 1.5. I don't want too much space. And then I'll come here also 1.5. And I'm going to this place will be for a loop, but I'm not going to cut it. So in future, if I want a loop, I will just fold it in and then cut it, and that'll be all. Do you get it? So now we are going to cut what we have here. I'll first cut the back and then okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this like that. I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to leave it this way. In future, I can always decide on the neck. So I'll just cut this. Shape. Okay, and I'm going to, so this, you can use this for your yoke, and you can always decide on, if you are using it for the yoke, for your yoke, and you want the neck to be wider, then you can extend it. If you want it small, you can always manipulate it. And cut this. I'm cutting it at the 1 inch and this also. I'll come here and cut this. Even confused because of this, so let me write zip line here. Zip line. I was confused. So I'm going to cut this off. Okay, and I'm going to cut this one also. So this is it, you see. So what I'm going to do is to number it. 1, 2, and 3. You see. So if in future I don't want to use zip and I want to do only loops, then I'm going to fold this side in like this, place it on my fabric, and then cut my fabric. Do you get it? But this one is going to be like that. We are going to cut the front part also. Okay, I'm going to measure 1 inch here. Cut here. So this one will serve as a yoke. Okay, now let's come here. So you're going to just straight on the line. So I thought my camera was recording. I realized that it wasn't recording. So I'm going to take this part off and then explain what I did here for you to understand. So this is it. You see, so after cutting this into 2, I went ahead to cut this, but make sure it doesn't go through. If not, this one will come off. So after then, we are going to place this on it this way. Do you get it? So this is the dart. Cut it to the bust point, but don't cut it through. Same here with this. So after we take this one and place it on this way, and then we are going to tape it down. Okay, so this is it. The next thing to do is to take this one also. Okay, this is it for the front. You see, in order to get this place to be equal, you are going to place a paper here to get this to be equal. So it's not much. Everything is okay. So that's it. This is 3. This is 2. This is 1. Now, you realize that at the end of the day, when we join it to the back, it's going to be the same. So this is the waist side of the back. You see, it's going to be the same. You see, the same. So the 2 inches we took from the back point, we have taken it from the bust line here, and everything is now the same. So the next thing we are going to do is to place this on a paper, fabric, and then cut for all. Remember, we did not add any allowance to this. So when you place it on your fabric, you are going to add 1/2 inch. You are going to add, this one is the waistline, so you can have the number of inches you want, either 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5, or 2 inches. Me, I always love to give my dresses enough allowances, because my body today I can be fat, tomorrow I can be slim, and I don't want a situation whereby I will sew a dress, wear it once, and I cannot wear it again. So this line I'm going to add 2 inches or 1.5 inch. That is this here. If you want to say this is corset, so you will not give it any allowance, no problem. Just use 1/2 inch where you will be able to join it, and that'll be okay. And then when you come here, I'm going to add 1/2 inch all over. At the joining part, I'm going to add 1/2 inch all over, 1/2 inch all over. This one to the 1/2 inch here, and then this is the middle. So here we'll fold it into 2, so that will be okay. And then the upper part here too, I'll add 1/2 inch all through. Do you get it? At the back too, I'm going to do it the same way. This place too, I'll give it 2 inches or 1.5, and then add 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here. The zip line here, I'm not going to add any inches here, and then upper part here, I'll add 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch all over. And then the down here too, I'll add 1/2 inch all over. Same with the front part. Do you get? So this is how I'm going to do it. So in our next video, I'll come with this place on fabric cut together. Thanks so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing, like and share this video. Bye bye.